So I love being at Welby Gardens, always have, and joining me, Debbie, you've been here for as long as I've been in the business. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I love the fact that it's been kind of cold and nippy out.
Yeah.
Still this spring, but in here, there's no doubt the spring is around the corner.
No, definitely it is a much better environment inside.
Well, but this can be typical Colorado, that spring, that's why a frost-free date isn't until the middle of May.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, everybody's like, oh my gosh, the cold weather, and I have to keep saying our last frost date is the middle of May, and sometimes that's only the average, that, you know, we can have snow. We've had snow at the end of May. We've had snow and frost the first part of June.
Well, and I don't think most people realize when we talk about Hardy Boy plants, this isn't just a name that you guys came up with. There's a reason you guys call them Hardy Boy.
Yes, we have called them Hardy Boy because of the way we grow our plants. We try to use watering as a technique and temperature in the greenhouse as a technique to make it a little more like they might be when they go outside. Plus, we actually use real topsoil in our mix. A lot of growers use just peat light mixes. We actually use a little bit of real topsoil so that it's more like the soil when it goes outside as well. So the plants don't go through quite as much of a shock as they might otherwise.
They're better acclimated to Colorado.
Yes. We distribute, we call it the Southwest region, but it's really the whole Rocky Mountain region, from Montana and Wyoming down to Texas and New Mexico, and all states pretty much bordering Colorado we sell to. So our trucks are rolling all over the Rocky Mountain region, really. Spring starts much earlier down south, and it starts a little later up north, so we are able to grow things and move them and grow a second crop and a third crop and a fourth crop, so on, because we are able to move them to different markets.
Well, part of my favorite part coming here is that you guys are always on the leading edge of growing new varieties, but you also grow some really good old-fashioned traditional classics.
Yes.
One of my favorites is the Salvia.
Yes, I love Salvia. These are called, a lot of people call them Victoria types. It's kind of like that Fitzer juniper thing. They're not all Fitzer junipers, but that's kind of one of those names that's sort of stuck with things. And there are a lot of newer varieties out, but basically the blue annual salvias are great. They're very drought tolerant. They're very easy care. You don't have to deadhead them. They don't have many diseases or insect problems with them. So it's a fabulous standard plant, and it does so well in our region.
Well, so this is good for pots or in a border, but right next to it, I love this color combination, and this is a new series of geraniums.
Yeah, the geraniums are a great standby as well, whether it's containers or window boxes or whatever to put them in, but there are lots of new colors and lots of new varieties out there. This series is called Calliope, and this is Calliope Dark Red. This came out actually a couple of years ago, and the nice thing about Calliopes is they're a cross between a traditional, what we call zonal geraniums, the upright, moundy kind, and an ivy geranium. And the nice thing about ivy geraniums is they're a little more heat tolerant, and they don't, the habit is nice on them, but the flowers are smaller. The zonal type geraniums have the big flowers that we love, and so this has a nice cross of those two. You get the big, beautiful flowers in a plant that's actually fairly low and mounded and just a nice habit to it, little more heat tolerance.
Which is great for Colorado.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely.
For us.
And I have to tell you, and this is, when you go into the stores right now, neon hot, the 80s are back.
Oh, yeah, the
80s are back. But these neon colors go along with that. I mean, you look at that combination, and it's spectacular.
Yeah.
So this is a new variety of Verbena, right?
This Verbena is a great standard as well, in that, you know, these trailing plants love the heat, take the drought fairly well, but this lime one is a really nice color because you're right, it makes some of the other colors like bright reds or orange really pop.
Right, and the other variety that you brought over to show me, I love this, and the name is so fitting.
Yes, well, it's Lanai Candy Cane, so it's the same series as this lime one, but it's candy cane, so it's a striped variety. And both of those are trailing kind of verbena, so they're great coming out of pots, out of containers.
Now, When we talk about classics and traditional, you always talk about petunias, but there is nothing traditional about these new series of petunias that are coming out.
That one's called Queen Bee. Very fittingly, it has very bee-like colors in it. The black and the lime, yellow kind of color are just spectacular.
Well, and this new series, look at the variation and the depth and the veins of the color.
Yes, that one is called Marvel Blueberry, and that one is a smaller flowered petunia, but lots and lots of petunias on it, and kind of a compact plant habit as well a little bit, and that it's not going to get as big.
Now, we've looked at just a few items here. You've got greenhouses just jam-packed. How many new items did you actually come out with this year?
We have right around 200 new varieties that we're showcasing this year.
That is a lot, and most of these are going to be available at independent garden centers, so that's where they're going to want to go to purchase these. But they can also check out all of the new hot plants that are going to be available on your website. So if you go to Digging Colorado and click on the Hardy Boy icon, you can go straight to their website and see the complete collection of everything that's new here.
Yes.
Debbie, I think I'm going to get lost in your greenhouses for a little while. I enjoy the warmth and the humidity, and the color looks absolutely spectacular. Once again, you guys amaze us always.
Thank you.
So I feel like I'm a kid in a candy store. It has been a slow coming spring, but you come in these greenhouses and spring is the farthest thing from my mind in snow. Here is lots of lush color, and we are going shopping so we can surprise Keith with some beautiful pots that we're going to give him coming up next.
Hi, I'm Chef Jorge De La Torre of Johnson Wales University. Today I'm going to show you what to do with those mushrooms that you can find in a farmer's market with a dish called sauteed mushroom salsa.